Hi, my name is Kim LeBlanc, and I am the Film Commissioner and Music Program Manager for the City of San Antonio's Department of Arts and Culture. Well, thanks so much for having me here, or actually thanks for coming here to be with us in the beautiful Culture Commons space. My name is Kim LeBlanc, and I am the Film Commissioner and Music Program Manager for the City of San Antonio's Department of Arts and Culture. And the San Antonio Film Commission, if you're not familiar, has been around since 1985. We're a city-based office, a resource agency for filmmakers working in San Antonio. We promote San Antonio as a competitive filming destination, and we are here to help support and grow the San Antonio film community in a myriad of ways. Sure, the San Antonio Film Commission, we offer a wide range of services and programs that are all aimed to do the work that we're so passionate about, which is supporting our local filmmakers and then making San Antonio a really exceptional filming destination for visiting filmmakers as well. And so some of those programs and resources are, we maintain a production directory where we list San Antonio crew and vendors free of charge. This is our way of helping projects that are filming in the San Antonio area connect with our local crew and hire as locally as possible and meet all of their infrastructure and support services and vendor needs as locally as possible as well. So if you're listening to this and you're not listed in our production directory, please do so. It's really easy to fill out the application online and submit it free of charge, and then you are putting your name in the hat for future job opportunities as a part of San Antonio's crew or vendor base. In addition to our production directory, we also post cast and crew calls, again, to help connect our San Antonio film community with the opportunities that projects filming in San Antonio have to offer. Otherwise, we are spending a lot of time helping to connect filmmakers with access to city-owned property, because the San Antonio Film Commission is one of the only film commissions in the state of Texas that actually does permitting in-house. And so our team helps to facilitate filming on more than 250 city-owned properties, and we don't charge permit fees for accessing these properties. You do have to provide a certificate of insurance just in case things go sideways when you're filming. We want to make filming on city property easy and accessible, but we also have to be good stewards of our city-owned properties. But these properties include the Riverwalk and La Villita and Market Square and some of the incredible city parks that San Antonio has to offer. And so you might be asking yourself, why do I need a film permit? Are film permits necessary? And our office is here to kind of walk you through that process and help you understand that San Antonio actually has one of the most simplified film permitting processes around. We really try to make it as easy as possible. Again, there's no permit fee, but it is important as a best practice as you're honing your skills as a filmmaker and growing your professionalism. It's really important to have a film permit, because it basically says that you are allowed to be here filming right now. And if you don't have those kinds of permissions, sometimes unfortunately we'll see that an officer might come by and shut down your production, for example, and then you have a lost day, you have lost costs, you have to reschedule, and everyone's time is valuable. And so again, we see film permitting as an extension of trying to make sure that your filming experience in San Antonio is enjoyable and as easy as possible. But then there are also other logistical concerns that have to be worked out when you're filming on a city sidewalk or a street or in a park. And our office helps to facilitate and do a lot of the coordinating with parks and parks police, and making sure that any kind of entity that might need a friendly heads up to know about what you're doing is notified. And that can be important too, because it helps to eliminate the disruption to production once you're actually on site, set up, and cameras are rolling. So, it's a best practice, it's an industry standard, but it is also just kind of important for your own professional growth and development as a filmmaker. And so we are here is a resource to help you understand our film permitting process and why film permits are important. And anytime you have questions about whether or not a film permit is needed, you can also always reach out to our office as well. Yeah, we have a wide range of outreach and marketing efforts to make sure that local and visiting filmmakers alike understand that the programs and resources that the San Antonio Film Commission has are available to them. So we do advertising in industry publications. We make trade mission trips to LA, and we spend a lot of time on the film festival circuit just trying to connect with filmmakers, again, locally and outside of San Antonio, out of market, to help them understand all that San Antonio has to offer. We've recently gone through a rebrand, so you might notice on our website, on our social media channels, that we have a refreshed logo. It's a new take on an old classic, so the key art is still the same, but the colors are different, the shape is different. It's to really help broadcast that the Film Commission, which has been around since 1985, is still here, but it's a new day in San Antonio, and we're infusing it with a lot of energy and time and support, especially from the city, from the mayor, from the city council, from our Department of Arts and Culture down. Everyone in San Antonio is just incredibly supportive of San Antonio being a great film community locally, and then also a destination for visiting filmmakers. And some of the other programs that we're able to help facilitate or participate in is, of course, our Film Festival Funding Program, which gives us the opportunity to financially support film festivals that are taking place here in San Antonio. Film festivals are such an important platform for filmmakers to connect, to collaborate, to showcase their work. And our ability to support film festivals that are taking place here in San Antonio helps us to facilitate San Antonio being a great city of film culture. So we work really actively with a lot of the high schools, college, and university partners in the San Antonio area that have film programs. So our office facilitates the film essay contest annually, where we're able to offer young filmmakers in San Antonio an opportunity to showcase their work and also create work that engages them with the city itself, depending on what the prompt is year over year. And so, we get to interact with them and then offer a cash prize of $1,000 to 4 students annually for the work that they've done that showcases San Antonio. We also work with our college and university partners a lot just to provide support for the programming that they're doing, for the student filmmakers who are emerging, who want to learn more about best practices and industry standards. We do a lot of public speaking opportunities and engagements to just share information about our office and our programs and resources, because sometimes student filmmakers don't understand that these resources are there for them as well. In general, our San Antonio Film Commission programs and resources are available to any filmmaker at any stage in their career, whether you're emerging or established. And so it's just a pleasure to have the opportunity to share that information with as many folks as possible, as often as possible. Yeah, I am so excited about what's happening in San Antonio. It's one of the reasons why I started this position just about a year ago after being at the Texas Film Commission for 13 years. I had the opportunity at the Texas Film Commission to work collaboratively with the San Antonio Film Commission and to understand all of the upside opportunities that are here in San Antonio, and to be able to dive in and focus exclusively on what's happening here is such a privilege and an honor. I think there's just complete untold potential, and the sky is the limit for San Antonio. I see a tremendous amount of growth across various different sectors that are kind of situating San Antonio to take off even more as a dynamic filming destination and a film community. One thing that is really exciting to me is the growth in the film education space here in San Antonio, having the formalized film major program at UTSA and seeing the way that that program has grown just in the course of 1 year is incredibly encouraging, and everyone involved with that program is doing a tremendous amount of work, but so are the film educators at Northwest Vista College and San Antonio College, which has a new program as well that is just going to do a tremendous amount of work, I think, to further establish a workforce development pipeline to build the crew even further here in San Antonio and to retain talent here in San Antonio, because we have so much talent, we have so much opportunity, and in order to get the larger projects that San Antonio was so accustomed to having decades ago, I think we do have, everyone collectively has worked to kind of build that crew base back up. And so I'm so excited to see the growth, especially in the film education space. I think San Antonio is just a treasure trove of locations. Nobody has better locations than we do. So that's another huge asset that we have. And it's just such a delight sharing that with the rest of the world. Many people are familiar with San Antonio, but only bits and pieces. So to really have the opportunity to educate people on everything that exists here, visually, aesthetically, historically, in terms of what it is that their project is looking for, I just think we have unlimited opportunities when it comes to where this community can head in the future. And then with our incentive, like I mentioned, we are the most competitive film incentive in Texas, and that means that basically you can take the 7.5% that is the percentage that's offered through our local film incentive and pair it with the state's 22.5% to get up to 30% total rebate for filming in San Antonio, and that is as competitive as any neighboring territory or state, and really puts us at the front of the pack as far as competitive consideration. This is really at the heart of the work that me and my colleagues are doing at the San Antonio Film Commission to really make sure that San Antonio is top of mind for filmmakers when they are making decisions about where they might like to do their projects, whether they're based here in San Antonio and they have an opportunity to film a project that's coming to fruition, or if they're visiting and they're kind of considering other states or territories. I think one of the things that we are in the process of doing right now that's going to be really helpful is just having a more dynamic presence, whether that's through the marketing that we've been doing. We've been doing a very consolidated and very serious marketing campaign through industry publications. We've been doing a lot of outreach. We've been doing a lot of engagement with key decision makers. And then our internal work too of rebranding, making sure our website, our social media channels and everything are robust, help us better tell the story of all that San Antonio has to offer. I think some of the things that we need in San Antonio to make sure that anyone considering San Antonio can meet their needs as locally as possible, beyond a reasonable doubt, would be building that crew base up. So that projects know, again, without a reasonable doubt, that they can be supported when they come to San Antonio to film. And I really am encouraged by how many new crew members I'm meeting all the time, people who have recently relocated, people who are, kind of coming back online after coming out of COVID, people who are emerging from the college and university programs, and people who are, ready to work as crew, and that's just incredibly encouraging. And it's our job at the San Antonio Film Commission to tell that story, and so we do have the qualified crew and the experienced crew here in San Antonio, and our crew base is growing and vibrant and dynamic, and we have a world of talent here in San Antonio as well, a deep pool of talent that we are so lucky to have, and we want to make sure that any project that we have the privilege of working with understands that they can meet their needs as locally as possible here, that they don't need to bring everything in from LA. They don't need to bring everything in from another unmentionable city in Texas, right? That we have what everyone needs right here, and then what we don't have is growing, and we're getting there. And I feel really encouraged about that. The thing that we have been missing is the support from the state in terms of an incentive program that consistently has funding. The state's film incentive program is actually really robust. It works. The percentage makes sense for projects that are filming. The problem has been that there hasn't been a consistent amount of funding allocated towards it. And so, say for example, the last biennium, the state actually didn't have funding for about half of that biennium for projects that are filming in Texas. And that absolutely impacts the landscape here in the San Antonio area, because almost every larger TV show, every larger feature film that wants to film anywhere in Texas is looking to access support from the state, and then can also access support from us here in San Antonio. So San Antonio has definitely been doing its part in terms of providing that funding, but the state's funding has been, not what it should have been until now. And what's really just beyond exciting and really good news that I'm delighted to share with every single filmmaker that I talk to is that the state has received a historic amount of funding this legislative session. It's more than 4 times the amount of funding that has been appropriated to the state's film incentive in the previous legislative session. And so that is $200 million of funding for the state's film incentive program, and it's to be used over the next 2 years. And so this is a huge opportunity for us in San Antonio specifically, with our local film incentive as an extra feather in our hat, to say, yes, Texas is open for business. There is funding available at the state level, but we also have something really special here in San Antonio that's going to make it even more worth your while. I can tell you that we have a very generous allocation for our San Antonio Supplemental Film Incentive Program, which is $250,000. And that is a considerable budget for a city incentive program. We are the only film incentive program in the state of Texas at the city level that has that kind of support. And we are one of a handful of cities in the United States that has a local film incentive that's administered by the city. So I think just that alone really speaks volumes to the kind of support that San Antonio is expending towards making San Antonio an even greater destination for filming. I guess stay tuned to what we're doing and support us in the ways that make sense. So if you're not following us on social media, follow us. We try to share not just our own internal programming, but all kinds of happenings that are taking place in the San Antonio film community. If you have something that you want to share with us, tag us at Film San Antonio so that we can re-share and amplify all of the good work that you're doing as a filmmaker. So if you have behind the scenes shots or a cool film event that's coming up, make sure that it's on our radar. So help us help you. And then we also have an events calendar on our website where you can list any film-related events that are taking place in the San Antonio area free of charge. And we pull from that events calendar a lot of the content for our social media. So again, just kind of help us help you and let us know about all the great things that you're doing in the San Antonio film community so that we can be a megaphone and celebrate your successes with you. Filmmakers in San Antonio can help us in the work that we're doing by making sure you're listed in our production directory. Again, it's free to list, and it's a great way to put yourself out there for opportunities to work on projects that are filming in San Antonio. When we have the privilege of speaking with a project, they may ask us more questions about our crew base, and then we can fill in the gaps and show them everyone who's not listed in the directory. We can say, hey, we actually do have a much larger crew base than the directory might let on. But help us help San Antonio by listing in the directory if you are a vendor, if you are a crew member, because sometimes we don't have the privilege of speaking with projects. They just come to our website, they check out our directory, and if they don't see what they're looking for, they make an incorrect assessment about what we can or can't accomplish as a community here in San Antonio. So help us there. Also, if you know of any or own or manage any film-friendly locations, you can submit those to our locations gallery free of charge. As you know, there are just never enough leads in the world on film-friendly locations, and it can be such a great opportunity for property owners or managers to have just a really unique experience working with film projects, but also it can help them generate an additional stream of revenue if they charge a location fee. We're always trying to chronicle and magnify and amplify and just celebrate San Antonio's treasure trove of locations. So if you can help us do that by submitting your own locations to our gallery, please do. There's a form on our website. It's real easy to fill out, and you just submit it, and then that is going to take the photos of your property and put them right on our locations gallery. It's also going to feed them to a much larger locations gallery called Locations Hub, which really helps to put San Antonio on the map as a filming destination even more. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's such a pleasure. I'm so grateful, and I know our whole team is, for everything that the Alamo Film Group is doing to support and promote San Antonio film industry and filmmakers. So thank you for this series and for including us. And just know that the San Antonio Film Commission, we are a resource. We are here to help. We're friend, not foe. And I think sometimes the word commission sounds a little intimidating. But we're really just here as partners and support, and as an extension of your production team to help create added value for projects that are filming in the San Antonio area, and to help make the process of filming in San Antonio as easy and enjoyable as possible.